Welcome to the Basics of Stock Selection. Today we want to introduce you to some of the strategies that we use to find stocks for trading and investing.
Whether you're an active trader or new to investing, you have over 10,000 stocks to select from. That's not including the exchange-traded funds and mutual funds. So what do we do to narrow down our list?
First of all, make sure you match your stock to your strategy and not vice versa. A lot of traders and investors have their favorite strategy and they try to squeeze it into the stock they're looking at. We want to find stocks that match our strategy.
You have choices with regard to your screening tools. You can visit the E-Trade website or use E-Trade's trading software.
Now in the first category, we're going to look at basic screening. For this, we're going to start with price. A lot of traders and investors prefer to focus on stocks within a certain price range. If a stock's price is too high or too low, they'll eliminate those from consideration.
You might be partial to a particular sector or industry. If this is the case, you can find stocks within those industries by adding a simple filter to one of the E-Trade screeners.
If you're looking for a smaller startup company or perhaps a larger, more well-established company, you can screen for market capitalization or market cap. This is simply the number of shares outstanding multiplied by the price per share.
If you're an option trader, you might want to include only stocks that have option contracts. It's important to know that not every stock offers an option contract. So when you screen for a stock that has options, you can get right to it and start trading them.
Another category we like to use for screening is the technical screen. For that, we're going to start with volume. Volume is simply the number of shares that are traded on a daily basis. And many times we'll look for a minimum volume because that will help us reduce our liquidity risk. We'll also look for significant changes in volume, particularly if we're traders. An increase in volume coupled with a sharp price movement could mean that the larger investor's money is moving in or out of a particular stock, sector, or industry. Screeners help traders to identify stocks with these technical characteristics.
Follow the money trail. We can set up a screen for this by looking at a stock's price relative to its high and low. You want to be a buyer when the stock is being controlled by the buyers and pushing for new highs. You can also be a short seller and look for stocks that are approaching or making new lows powered by selling pressure.
Another way that we can follow the money trail is to look at the moving average. If the moving average is trending up, that means that the stock price is also going to be trending up, and that's going to be following the money flow.
And if you're going to use fundamental screening, you can easily set this up by plugging in some of the fundamental metrics. As interest rates go up and down, you might want to look for a stock that's carrying low debt. High interest rates may have a negative impact on a company's ability to generate a profit.
You can also look for the PE ratio, or the price to earnings ratio. This is a good way to screen for companies based on both their stock price and the health of the company as expressed through earnings.
Revenue is another good way to look at the health of a company.
Take a look at their ranking within a sector or industry. You may be interested in stocks that are in the top percentile or even the bottom percentile depending on your strategy.
News screening. News is being released every single day, and a lot of time that news will affect the price of your stock. It's always a good idea to be aware of pending news so you're not caught off guard.
Now, one way we can start with news is to look at legal news. Is there pending litigation for a company? Are they settling litigation? Legal news will obviously have an impact on the company, and how that's settled may impact their stock price.
Has your company been added or deleted from an index? This will have an effect on the price moving forward as index mutual funds and ETFs buy or sell the affected shares to accurately mirror the index.
Take a look at earnings. Oftentimes you've seen where companies make or miss earnings, and these reports often fuel a continuation of a stock's trend. Or they could trigger a reversal and the start of a counter trend.
Insider trading. Who are the insiders? These are the executives of the company that might hold stock options. Just because they're selling the stock does not mean they're bearish on the company. In fact, if they're buying, you might be more concerned about that because they're more bullish.
We really have just given you a flavor today of some of the strategies we use for finding stocks for trading and investing in. Be sure to visit etrade.com for more of these educational videos. Thank you for joining us.